Hillary's a gimbal. And you got your zoom, if you need to zoom here on the front, right?
Okay.
Welcome to my whiskey. I closed it.
Yeah, I feel like you need to start that over and open it as you're saying welcome.
No. You guys commented, welcome back to the channel. You guys wanted a whiskey tour. I'm going to give you a whiskey tour of all the whiskeys I have here at the house. We're gonna start low. There's some glasses, obviously. And this is gonna be kind of a long video probably because I got a lot of bottles of whiskey here, but I'm not gonna spend time on every individual bottle because that would probably be ridiculous. But let's start with the old cabinet here. And we'll go from the bottom, we'll go on, work on our way up. Down at the bottom, we've got some, the ones that you can actually store on their side because they're a screw top. At least I've told myself that I can keep them on their side since it's not a cork. And they fit down there nicely. And down there we've got some Evan Williams Bottle and Bond white label. This is my second bottle of this because it's so fantastic. We've got some Early Times, which we may not be able to find anymore from Brown-Forman. I don't know what's going on with Early Times. I heard that something happened with them, but Mellow Corn. It's a mellow way to start the evening. Am I boring you already? Big thank you to Hillary for holding the camera for us. Let's move along to this shelf over here. We got this Kirkland. It wasn't bad. I haven't gone back to it yet, but for, you know, whatever it was, 15 bucks for a whole liter, 17 bucks, not too bad. Heaven's Door, I got this because it was, it had Bob Dylan's name attached to it. Obviously, it's fantastic. Redwood Empire, this is my second bottle of this stuff. Very, very good. This is probably one of my favorite bottles for just a light sip because, you know, it was like 90 proof. And it's local California stuff, so we like that. This is very local to us right here in Paso Robles. Wheat whiskey, not too shabby. Haven't broken out in a while. Broken Barrel, definitely an interesting bottle. I said I wasn't gonna go bottle by bottle, but these ones are all kind of different. So, not too shabby. I probably wouldn't buy this one again, but it is good. I will definitely drink more of it. This one, I think Matt brought over and left here, which obviously Matt's not here. We kicked him off the channel because he's just here to drink whiskey anyway. So we're here to try to connect with you guys personally. But he'll probably be back, maybe. Got some Joseph Magnus. We got the Murray Hill Club and the this one. This one reminded me a lot like some of the sherry cask finish Macallan, which I really liked. Not too bad. This is really good with a cigar. And then back behind it, got some Blade and Bow, probably still really full just because it's been hiding back there. It's not the most phenomenal bottle of whiskey ever, but it's not bad. It's just not phenomenal. And all of these whiskeys are just in a quest to find the perfect sip. The sip that just lets you commune directly with God the minute it hits your lips. That's what we're going for here.
I think you found that, so you can stop buying them now.
Couple of larcenies. We got the small batch. I'm just drinking this to get rid of it, and I'll never buy this one again. Barrel proof, not so bad. Couple of Whistle Pigs back here. Some Whistle Pigs are pretty good. Some are just okay. This one is fantastic. This is a store pick from Cyprus. It's a 10-year store pick, but they said it's probably more like 12 years or something. This one's really good. If you really like rye whiskey, you might like Whistle Pig. You might not. You might not like them because of their marketing tactics. But if you like Canadian rye, which rye is really the only thing Canada does well, you might like some Whistle Pig.
So now like some of these bottles that you don't really like that much, they're just going to sit in here? Because why would you drink
Wait,
that?
you zooming in and around or what?
You zoomed in.
I know, but are you zooming correctly? Like, I'm just making sure you're doing your camera work.
I don't want to hit the camera too much. So.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm up here, so
Yeah, I see.
when I'm up close, you don't want to be zoomed in.
Want me to zoom in?
No, I just, well, you're talking, I've got close so the mic could, took onto this mic, you had a
So
question.
my question is, when you open a bottle and then you don't really like it, what's the plan? Because why would you drink something you don't really like when you have all these other ones you really like? We need to find an outlet, maybe like a drunk on the streets who needs...
A drunk on the streets, this is your solution. You have them for people, like for company, or to put them in mixers. You can mix it with, like, make an old fashions.
So many mixers, right?
We need to start having more company over. We're gonna start having mixers over here.
Like a food bank, but for whiskeys. The whiskey bank.
It's a fair question. I'll allow it. And I'll sit down. Moving right along. Remus Repeal Reserve Batch 5. Just got this. Pfft, I mean, this is fantastic. This stuff drinks like it has the palate, it has the hit of something that's like a barrel proof, but in a very easy, manageable 100 proof. It's like it doesn't drink like you can sip on it all night because it's only 100 proof, but it's got the depth of something that's like 130 proof. If that's the best way I know how to explain this stuff. It's fantastic. You find a bottle of this stuff, get it immediately. Barrel has so many things going on that I don't want to dive too deep into Barrel because you'll end up trying to find all kinds of different stuff from Barrel. But their Seagrass, their Dovetail, very good. This is like a light whiskey. Seagrass, this is a rye, surprised me, very, very good. The color of the label and the name of the whiskey scared me away for a bit, but I'm super glad I picked it up because it's really good. It's the apricot-y one, and it's very fantastic. This barrel bourbon right here, this is their craft spirit, cask strength batch, whatever it was, the 104.9 proof. Pretty good stuff. Very cool cork. That's good stuff right there too. Haven't had anything from Barrel that I don't like yet, but like I said, they have so much stuff that I don't want to dive too deep because you end up getting all their different batches. They've got so many different blends. I mean, but they definitely do a good job, at least of the stuff that I've tried. Obtainium. Oh my Lord. We're going to be doing a comparison of these soon. I got some store picks from Cypress Craft down in Long Beach, or down in Cypress. We got a barrel pick from Bourbon Junkies. This should be up with my Bourbon Junkies picks. We'll see later in the tour. We've got a bunch of Bourbon Junkies picks. Those guys do phenomenal picks. These are both fantastic and very different. They're both Canadian whiskeys and fantastic. And then you got the Obtainium light whiskey as well, which I have a barrel pick of this that I gave to Matt. Matt, can you bring it back? Clyde Mays. This is also a light whiskey, I would say, sourced from MGP. They do this weird thing where they like age it with some actual apple. Can't really taste it. It's not like it comes off like apple cider. It's pretty good if you like light whiskey.
Are you allowed to do that? Whiskey?
Yeah, it's just not bourbon. It's Alabama whiskey. Okay. Bourbon, you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
I got some Rebel Yell. Wouldn't buy either of these bottles again. But they're not bad. Just wouldn't buy them again. This, I haven't opened this yet, but I've had a sample of it, and I'm just waiting for a special occasion. Here's something you guys might not realize. I'm actually doing Sober October right now. We filmed all the episodes for Best of October in advance, and somebody might say, a whiskey channel and you're Sober October? Like, how does that work? It's a whole separate video subject, but I find that if you do a cleanse of your palate and like do a full deep cleanse, like when you come back, you can taste those notes like no other. It's unbelievable. I highly recommend to anybody out there that hasn't tried already to do a cleansing of some kind and just like abstain for a while. And then when you come back to it, it's just amazing. And this is probably one of the first things we're going to get into because I do know how amazing it is. Actually, everything I've had from Jack Daniels other than Old Number 7 is pretty good. This stuff I got at our local Bevmo. I've got something to talk about our local Bevmo. We'll make a different video, a separate video for that too. But yeah, anything Jack Daniels that's not Old Number 7, pretty fantastic stuff. I've got a whole Jim Beam section, but since I have so much Knob Creek, it just gets its own Knob Creek section. I got the 12, the 9, twice barreled rye, 15. We got something else back there, a cask strength rye, Knob Creek, Jim Beam. Pretty good stuff. I've never had a bottle knob. Funny enough, I like the 9-year 120 proof better than the 12-year. And we got some 1792 full proof, some 1792 small batch. You got a Peerless back here. This Peerless I got for 15 bucks under MSRP, and that's why I picked it up. It's good. It's really good. If there's anything I'm showing on this tour that you guys want to see like a more in-depth review of, leave a comment down below and let us know which one it is, and we'll do that. And going over here to the other side, Penelope 4-grain cast strength. Shared that with my buddy on a podcast. That's why it's really empty, but it's also really good. Rabbit Hole and Thomas S. More. When I first drank them, I really try to like everything I'm drinking. I went back to these a couple times. This one was okay. This one I just don't like at all. I'm not a white wine Chardonnay guy anyway. It's finished in Chardonnay casks. Somebody want this? I don't. Fry Ranch 4-grain. My dad got that for me. Woodenville. It's good. It's just simple though. It's simple. It's not something you go back to a lot just because it's simple, but I definitely would. The 3-chord, definitely an interesting bottle. Not bad. Just very interesting. It's very different. All right.
Wine from Paso?
What's that?
Is it something on there about wine from Paso?
What says wine from Paso? This is?
Yeah, look at the bottom. Like that red label at the bottom.
Finished in Pinot Noir barrels.
Yeah.
That doesn't say anything about Paso.
Does it say Paso Robles?
No.
Oh, Noir barrels.
There is something from Paso. There's something local that I got. Okay, we're done here.
Okay.
Moving on. Now this is where all the real magic is. I'm thinking about adding a 3rd shelf right here. My wife is holding the camera and shaking no at the same time. She's saying, I don't think so. But I think it would really finish it out. And then eventually we could just move the washer and dryer outside and just make this an entire... Oh, come on. Okay. So I said that we'd kind of zoom through this part a little more because we don't want this video to be an hour long. But this is kind of where I keep the Irish stuff and the Scotch because I don't really have much of that anymore. I've really been on a bourbon kick the last year and a half or whatever. I do have some more Scotch and more Irish, but I also keep like the gifts here. Like there's a couple cool gifts here from my buddy Gary. Sent me this. He just wanted to send me something different. This Cooperstown. These are 2 that I don't know that I'll ever open just because the bottles are so cool. This is from my buddy Josh Hamovich, also a patron here on the channel, which I forgot to mention. I'll show it at the very beginning. Barrels. There's a little mini tabletop barrel. Here, let's check that out real quick. Don't mind the house. We do have small children. This barrel right here. I'm going to make a separate video about this and what's going to happen with this for our patrons only. That'll be some Patreon only content. So go ahead and check that out if you want to. We got other cool benefits that happen on Patreon as well. All right. So as far as the Scotch, we got some Ardbeg 10 back there, some Ardbeg Ugdul. These are things we've tried on the channel. Got some Sexton single malt for the Irish. Got this gift that was our Bethel Road distillery right up the road here. Our friends that own that distillery. This is another gift from Josh. And then we got some Redbreast 12. I also picked up some cask strength recently. Got some Napogue Castle 12, Glen Farkless 17. Got some Aberlour. That was another gift from Jesse. We got some Nika coffee grain whiskey. That's also another gift from Gary. Thank you very much. We're gonna actually review this one on the channel at some point. Can't wait to open this up. Sober October to be over. For those of you reptile nerds out here that crossed over to our whiskey channel, this is actually a birthday gift from Mr. Dave Kaufman, some of their local Minnesota whiskey, some straight rye. This is pretty good actually. Thank you, Dave. Got some Jefferson's Ocean, haven't opened yet. That was from Jesse over at Freedom Breeder. And then back in this corner, we got all the Bourbon Junkies picks. I'm not gonna pull them all out. Every single Bourbon Junkies pick I've had has been phenomenal, and I'll probably jump on every pick they have because they do a fantastic job of picking them. Up top, we got some Smoke Wagon, Amador Single Barrel. This is a different one. This one, they finish in some Napa Valley wine barrels. That's why I got this. I was like, that's interesting, you know. Napa Valley, it's born in Kentucky, raised in California. Another gift up here, Breaking and Entering whiskey from my buddy Joe. This was another gift actually from Clark Jenke. Thank you for this was fantastic, the Burai. Man, I'm surprised this bottle is still as full as it is. There's more High West back here. High West is fantastic whiskey.
Why do you have so many of those?
Because they're good. And there's different ones. They got double rye. We got I've got a backup of double rye back there just in case this one runs out. Some Rendezvous rye. Sagamore Spirit Cask Strength. This is one of those ryes that really seems like it's high corn because it's so sweet with corn sweetness, even though it's a rye. And it's probably one of my favorite whiskeys to drink with a cigar, like hands down. If I have to pick only one whiskey to drink while having a cigar, Sagamore Spirit Cask Strength is just where it's at for me, man. It's just fantastic. And we got some cognac finish from Sagamore as well. There's actually a lot of stuff hiding behind. How long is this video now? 16 and a half minutes. Oh my gosh, we're only at the corner up there. All right, tell you what, guys, we are going to make this a 2-part video. We've gotten about halfway through the whiskey, I'd say maybe, not quite halfway. But yeah, leave a comment down below if you wished I would have just finished it in this one video, or if you're glad that you don't have to spend a whole hour of your life watching every bottle of whiskey I have. But either way, regardless of what you comment, we are going to make this a 2-part video. So we will see you on the second part of this video next month, because we've got some more tastings to do for the rest of this month that we've already filmed since it's Sober October and I'm not drinking anything. Yeah, but thank you for tuning in this far, and we'll see you on part 2 next month. Are you still filming?
Mm-hmm. Just kidding.
Everything's better with whiskey.